Hey, bro, you close this one on the far right. Something popped up.
Nah, you good, bro. It's all good. It's all good, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It was saying like you were managing something new, something like that.
Yeah. Then practice something. Yeah. Okay. All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
If we would like to start off by giving our honor and glory to
Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua by Hashem Kakadash.
We will also like to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who well, as well as peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. All right, we are the GMS Mississippi camp, and just kick it off with Sirach 11. Babakasha.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 11, starting verse 1. Wisdom lifted up the head of him that is of low degree, and maketh him to sit among great men.
All right, we can stop right there, because if you refer back to Wisdom of Solomon, 6th chapter, it said wisdom lifted up the head of him that is of low degree, right? Now, status-wise, what was Sirach, Wisdom of Solomon 6 about? It was about coming into a kingdom by way of wisdom.
Come.
So lifting up the head can be symbolic also for actually your status being elevated. So if somebody get Zechariah, was that 201? Gather yourselves, O nation not desired. Right, go ahead.
This is Ecclesiasticus 11:5. Many kings have sat down on the ground,
Yeah.
and one that was never thought of as one the crown.
And we're the one that was never thought of. And a prelude to us coming into power was King David coming into power. Because just how King David was least amongst his brothers, we're least amongst the nations.
He wasn't even considered.
He wasn't even considered. And now we're in the beginning of World War III. We're in Jacob's trouble. But you never considered that those people that you're calling at the border illegal immigrants, you never considered that those people that you were calling at the border illegal immigrants, all right, the people that you were making the effort to send back to Haiti, or those detention centers by way of ICE, the people that you call criminals on a local news every morning, you never considered that those would be the ones coming up in power next, man. All right,
Quick one.
you know.
1 Samuel 16:7. But Yahweh said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For Yahweh see not as man sees. For man look on the outward appearance, but Yahweh looks on the heart.
Yahweh looks on the heart, which is really your spirit, your mind. Okay? But we're coming into power by way of wisdom. Can you start back from the top, Priest Lamont?
Okay. It's back in Sirach, Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 11, verse 1. Wisdom lifted up the head of him that is of low degree, and maketh him to sit among great men. Commend not a man for his beauty.
And a great man that we're going to sit with is Yahweh. All right, Yahweh, King David, the apostles. Are we going to sit amongst them in the kingdom? I willing, we are part of their number. Okay.
Neither abhor a man for his outward appearance.
And that's what the nations do. They look at us and our status in America and say, those ain't the Israelites. Oh, y'all kings, huh? You know, they mock us.
Right.
Because they judge our what's our outward beauty, our status, our position in America, you know, the whitewashing. So the average person's frame of reference of a biblical character in the Bible is usually a small head.
Yeah.
Not Jacob though. You see?
I got one for you.
Go ahead.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 75, starting verse 6. For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south, but Yahweh is the judge. He put it down one and set it up another.
Yeah, he's about to, and we could go into so many scriptures just off that scripture. But I'm gonna let you get yours, Malak.
Kind of real quick. This is 2nd Esdras in the Apocrypha, chapter 5, and verse 6. And even he shall rule, whom they look not for, that dwell upon the earth. And the fowls shall take their flight away together. As you're basically going to, some similar to what the Elder Abaya had read. Men that people are not expecting to come up.
Yeah.
Because I had asked Apostle Ramla about this a while back, and I was asking him, we're talking about Yahweh Shai, and he was like, "Khan," but it's also talking about the rest of the elect too. I'm gonna read it again. 2nd Esdras 5 and 6. And even he shall rule, whom they look not for, that dwell upon the earth.
Did it not say in Sirach 11 that he bringeth the poor out of the dunghill? That's his low status.
And in Romans 8 chapter, when it talks about how we would be an extension of Yahweh Shai's joint heirs.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Wow. That's wow. Were you holding something?
Some of us that I can go afterwards.
Okay. Captain Atazo.
It's back to 20 and 16. So the last should be first, and the first last. For many called, the few are chosen.
And the last should be first. We're the last in this society.
That's right, bro.
We're gonna be first, man. And sometimes we have these conversations that really spark my fire in regards to what we have to look forward to, all right, past America. Because you get caught into your day to day, and you just hope you get a tax return. You just hope you got a little money left over after you get paid and pay your bills. And you get kind of caught up in that. But you'll forget that the Most High, all right, He has so much more prepared for you if we endure.
Yeah.
Now,
Something the priest, the Zaquan Yashimach, he been saying this a lot, and it reminds me of something that the Zaquan Abaya had said. You can be content, but it's okay to not be satisfied. Because what the elder been saying too. There's nothing wrong with one more. The Heavenly Father promised us more, man. Because it's easy to get to a point to where you become complacent because you see, Lord put you in a decent situation, but we have a kingdom coming. Right. Esau, Edom wants you to be happy about this as if we don't have better, expected for our people, And
that's the reason why Jake set it up, like the Jay-Z's, the Master P's, because they wanted to be the so-called Edomite Warren Buffett, the Edomite Bill Gates. So they trim their ways, and even the scripture states in Proverbs, envy not you the oppressor. Because when you start to be envious, now you start wanting to adopt his mannerisms, you know what I'm saying, so you can come up.
Have y'all seen Mayweather?
Yeah.
That nigga right there, bro. Basically, he with them small hats.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm always support them. That dude right there, bro. And you wouldn't be, if anybody would be like that dude right there, man. Something's wrong with you, bro. Basically, they made Kanye fold.
Yeah.
So, but like it's them type of guys talking about. They being to please them people.
But how can you say you with the small hats and overlook the oppression of your people?
Yeah.
Because they have stipulations to get their money. All right, but okay, I see you got your
that
phone.
goes into Mark the 8th chapter about pretty much selling your soul. What would a man do to get these riches, and what he gonna give up for?
Because people, the old heads when we grew up, they had us thinking like Satan ran the world, like some spiritual force. But that's true. But it's actually families that run this world and that control the course of this world.
And Satan has possessed them.
Satan has possessed them. All right, they've made themselves aligned with Satan. So we're actually battling, all right, hierarchies. We're battling noble families, old bloodlines, old. Just how you have wine that's 200 years old, and this was made in a barrel 200 years ago. You got bloodlines that's 300 years, 400, 500 years old. Because going into who do we go into? Some of those shows you watch on Netflix, those old names,
Like Tudors.
the Tudors.
Tudors.
Yeah, so you got these old long-lasting bloodlines is ruling the planet Earth right now.
But those two doors was Jay.
Yeah. But I was just, saying,
Yes,
yeah,
a lot, I'm
yeah.
just putting it out there.
Yeah, but it's true. Yeah. But so it's actually families, because they're so high up, we think it's just invisible forces.
And look at the even matchup. So how many families run the world?
13 ruling.
13. How many apostles are there?
12.
And then plus your Hawashai.
13. 13 versus 13.
13 versus 13.
Because when it comes to power, the Most High deals with 12 and 13.
That's right, bro.
12 represents the rulership, 13 power.
That's right.
That's why all the major, progenitors, patriarchs, they had 12 sons.
That's right.
Ishmael had 12. Esau had 12. Jacob had 12. So those are the founding fathers of a particular nation. But another word for nation is really families.
That's right, bro.
All right, cool. Since you said that, it's 1 Kings 4:7. And Solomon had 12 officers over all Israel, which provided visuals for the king and his household.
So the 12 officers is symbolic of what?
12 apostles.
The 12 apostles.
Yeah.
Plus Solomon is what? 13. And who was Solomon?
Hawashai.
There you go.
And 12 officers is right.
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 So NLT says Solomon also had 12 district governors who were all over Israel. They were responsible for providing food for the king's household. Each of them arranged provisions for 1 month of the year.
Now remember, Solomon's kingdom is what? A prelude
To the kingdom.
to the kingdom. So we think Solomon had something, which he did, but imagine how your Hawashai gonna put on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I saw a new heaven and a new earth. And also when you go into that term new and so like in the Greek it's kainos. But the definition also is that is better than the former state. Look it up. So the kingdom of heaven is gonna be 1,000,000 times or 7,000,000 times better than Solomon's kingdom.
Yeah, he gonna outdo Solomon kingdom. He gonna outdo the time of Adam. So like we say.
Can I say one more thing? What proved that? What did Yahushua say? One is better than Solomon's here.
You talking about himself? Yeah, because it's perfected state.
And he had it in King Solomon, King David, that golden era. It was on this small region of land. And then to show you how much abundance the earth gonna bring, because they was able to amass all their wealth in that small region of land. So imagine when we have the whole earth and the earth is giving forth this strength.
God
You know?
I got this precept for you. Revelation 21:1. It says, "And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea."
Yeah, it's a refreshing because and that's an Acts, the time of refreshing will come from the Lord. When brothers, get time, you can look up, particular videos dealing with how Hiroshima and Nagasaki look today. It's hard to believe just by looking at it now that bombs dropped on it.
Right.
But now those lands look beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you'll see Ammon out there, in different gardens or whatnot. But it's something about that fire, when the Heavenly Father has to happen. Even when you deal with particular farmers, they'll burn their farmland. I know you know about that. If you want to speak on it,
burning it actually purifies it. You know what I'm saying? And it enriches the soil.
That's right.
Because all that burnt charcoal, which is basically gonna turn to a char. And once it rains and settles with the dew, it just gives more nourishment to the soil, man. And that's why a lot of them burn their gardens, which we don't respect the land Sabbath. So you would move your garden to another spot, but that garden you would burn it off. And if you got cattle, you open it up, let them go in there, trample on it, fertilize it, until that next time to plant your crops there.
And from a spiritual sense, that's why Yahweh Shema Shah places us in what? The fiery trial.
Yeah. Refurbished.
That's right.
I got that word for you, Zaquan.
Okay.
It's that blue letter word new.
Strong's G 2537. Kainos.
All right. It says a recently made, fresh, recent, unused, unworn. It says of a new kind, unprecedented, novel, uncommon, unheard of.
And that's gonna do the earth refresh. Because you gotta think all this fire, even nukes gonna destroy America, it's still gonna increase the atmosphere, the temperature in the whole earth. All the nuclear missiles hitting in one area, it's gonna increase the temperature in the earth. So it's gonna cleanse the air, it's gonna cleanse the water, and even the land of Israel. That's why America is gonna be destroyed to a desert. But the land of Israel gonna get hit with missiles, but it's gonna be for the cleansing and the purification. You know, that land is gonna be, when we get back to that land, it's gonna be a land of it's gonna be so pure, it's gonna be like it's unused.
No
You
place
know?
like home.
Yeah, it's gonna be like it's been unused. It's gonna be so thoroughly clean with that fire.
It's going back to their former state, milk and
Yeah.
honey. You know, as scriptures goes into.
Got something for you too, bro.
This is the Thayer's Greek lexicon. It says new, i.e., as respects form, recently made, fresh, recent, unused, unworn.
Keep going.
It says old.
Well, no, jump down to the black. You're gonna see new, which is you see that a little further. Oh, it's locked.
Oh, I see. It says new, which as recently made is superior to what it succeeds.
Yep. So they go into also Ezekiel 36. You know, my brother want to get that. Ezekiel 36 and 8. Because it's going to show you, because you got to think about what was the apostles asking about in the book of Acts when they asked, would I now restore the kingdom to Israel? What they were talking about? They were talking about their golden age.
That's right.
You know? Because what did Rome do? I mean, what did Esau do when he got in power? He started back Rome again. That was his golden age.
Yeah, he restored again the
Yeah.
kingdom to
That was a peak of his power,
Yeah.
his wealth, his influence. Military.
Yeah.
So he revamped his prime.
What you call that?
You know?
Well, yeah. But you just said it. I was about to say, what do Jay like to relive? You know, like they best time when they got women.
Yeah.
They were the most popular.
Yeah.
Like you said, in their prime. You know.
Because Jake's still walking around with a Jerry curl.
Yeah.
That's that era where that was just
Yeah.
yeah.
My uncle did cut heads about 2008.
Say it again.
My uncle did cut heads by 2008.
That's what I'm saying.
Easy.
I think that MAGA shit. I think they go back to they go in because that's one they want to make America great again. I think they want to go back to that golden year.
Yeah. 1920s.
But that shit ain't happening.
They really want to go back to
Ancient Rome.
You know, that's what they want to revive because that's when they was at their peak. You know, so what did he revive when he came back in power? So what are we going to revive? We're going to revive that era of King David and King Solomon. Except it's going to be a whole nother glory because we all going to be perfected.
This is gonna be the only time a kingdom is gonna outdo its former self.
Yep.
You know, because a lot of times, you know, like Michael Jordan can't go back to his peak.
You can't.
Allen Iverson can't go back to his peak. But wait till your Howard Shaw comes back, man. He's gonna be sharper than his former self, man.
Better than them.
Yeah.
I got a quick word. I know brothers holding some. When you said renew, I thought about the word renovation. The spirit got me to think of the word renovation. And this is what it goes back to. It says, comes from the Latin renovata, which is a combination of again, and novata, to make new. From novus or new.
Yep. And before you renovate, the first phase of renovation is demolition.
Yeah.
So that's why so much demolition coming to the earth. You know, even the earth shaking to and fro, it's gonna be tearing this bitch down.
Yeah.
You know, getting prepared because the infrastructure that we finna bring to the earth, the world has never seen.
Right.
You know, we're gonna have so much. The earth is gonna produce so much resources. You know, like because in times of King Solomon said, silver is like stones. You know, so it's gonna be nothing. You know, for silver door handles, silver window trims. Okay, you're gonna have the gold sidewalks. Brothers gonna have gold balconies with the silver. To complement. It's gonna be crazy, man. And that's why like the other body went into. Here it is. You got these celebrities that used to be platinum artists and now podcasts. This bitch going down. You see, you a podcaster now, and you used to be a platinum artist, but here it is. Like what we started out with, we were just men on the block teaching. Now we finna come into this.
Man, bro.
We won. Them niggas lost.
That's right.
You see, Mayweather, and then they gonna tell them what them niggas gotta do.
Yeah.
And if you with a bunch of small heads, they gonna tell them what you gonna do.
What they did to you.
Yeah, yeah. You got that, bro? Can we get that Ezekiel first?
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 36, verse 8. But ye, O mountains of Israel, ye shall shoot forth your branches and yield forth fruit to my people of Israel, for they are at hand to come.
That's us.
That's right.
This the reason why we woke up. Cause we finna fulfill this prophecy, man. We the true Israelites are at hand to come. That ain't the people. That's why the land is war torn. All right, it doesn't produce. All right, its strength. Okay, because their land is in mourning. The way that their land is all dusty and unfruitful, the land is mourning because its children are not there. You know, that's our mother. You know,
Right.
go ahead.
Okay.
You want to say something, bro?
Personal.
I was gonna say, like how a woman bereft of something she put on sackcloth and ashes, she'll throw dust on herself.
Yeah.
And that's, you know,
Damn.
the image of Israel,
That's
with
right.
the land.
That's mourning.
Come,
Verse 9, for behold, I am for you, and I will turn unto you, and ye shall be tilled and sown, and I will multiply men upon you.
Multiply men, because what say a little one should become 1,000, a small one is okay. So what we're finna get planted in that land and just repopulate, man. Go ahead.
All the house of Israel, even all of it, and the cities shall be inhabited, and the waste shall be builded.
Yo, the way shall be built because remember, we're finna go through a renovation stage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so when we go back, those heathens gonna be rounded up to build. And the earth is gonna be producing all the resources we need so we can customize Jerusalem like we want. We can customize Israel like we want and just branch out, man. You go ahead.
Verse 11, and I will multiply upon you a man, and I will multiply upon you man and beast.
Man and beast, which goes into our livestock. Because if we're gonna have big families, we're gonna have to have a food supply. We're gonna have to have a strong food source. Okay, go ahead.
And they shall increase and bring fruit, and I will settle you after your oldest estates.
Yeah, read it again, read it.
Back in Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 11. And I will multiply upon you man and beast, and they shall increase and bring fruit, and I will settle you after your oldest estates, and will do better unto you than at your beginnings.
Yeah, will do better to you than at your beginnings. So he said he gonna sell us after our old estates, going back to our golden age. King David, King Solomon. That was our golden era.
Even during the time of Adam.
Yeah, even during the time of Adam, which is not, you can't go into the Pacifics, but you can imagine,
Yeah.
you know. So we're going back to that era of when Adam was in his prime and when King Solomon was in his prime. So this time, all right, we all gonna be perfected.
That's right.
Because Adam fell, the sons of God fell, and King Solomon had it, he fell. Okay, but this time, Yahweh was perfected in Rome. We're being perfected in Rome. You see, this the last process of us suffering before we're perfected to be joint heirs.
Got connected. Now, okay, we talk about the book of Job, right? So what was Job's story as a representation of who? Right? Okay, but the elect, but Israel started with the elect, right? Just to back you up, Zaquan. This is Job 42 verse 10. And Yahweh turned the captivity of Job. When he prayed for his friends, also Yahweh gave Job twice as much as he had before.
And Job and Job was the wealthiest man of his era. You see?
So it makes sense. Job was who?
David.
David.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like you can like basically comparing Job to the elect. Everything was forsaken. Like we forsaken everything that was multiplied upon him. The promise to be multiplied upon us. With everything we forsake, with time, even with those for one, women, of course. Everything that the Lord got for us, even again, the former rulership, how it's gonna be increased. But this, how the time we had, King Solomon had 40 years. How the Lord said, how we gonna get it? We're a never ending nation. That Isaiah 45:17. Even that's gonna be multiplied upon us.
Would you have a lot?
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof.
Yeah, so we're at the end of our captivity. You see? See, now we're at the beginning of our beginning. We just getting started.
That's right.
See, these people, everything is fizzling out. The economy is dead. Okay, like I say, the entertainment industry is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Sports industry is dead.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everything is dead. The only thing, the main thing that people are talking about is prophecy now. You know,
Mm-hmm.
see now everybody going into survival mode in this kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
We're seeing this kingdom go from flourishing to now everybody in survival mode. You got epidemics of people living in their cars,
Right.
epidemics of people being homeless, epidemics of people the food banks.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is. This has been the richest country that ever existed. Okay, in this modern time, but now you have food banks that are being overwhelmed.
Then you got ICE waiting on them.
ICE at the food
Shit,
bank.
crazy.
You know, knocking your bag out your hand. Where your ID, nigga? You know.
They said ICE shutting down. Well, they done shut down electricity in certain parts of Houston, so they catch up people.
That's like a snare of the faller.
Yep, snare, foul, yep.
It's foul, yeah.
Yeah.
You saw that they set them traps. You know, 5 people.
They picking them up out off the farms and everything too.
Yep.
ICE was on the farm picking up.
Speak up, bro.
ICE was watching a video done by one of the elders. I think it was, I'm the one who bar. The video I sent you, I think that was the one. Well, ICE is they were going to the farms. A lot of the farmers they showing how all the crops just spoiled. I mean, they ready to be picked, but ICE done picked up everybody. So ain't nobody even there to even pick to till the lane.
But that links with Second Ezra's.
15.
Yep. Yeah, the 15 to 16 shot.
What you got anything?
Kind of. And the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit.
He said the patient in spirit.
True
What are we
signs,
patient
bro.
for?
Can't help but
Okay,
wait.
but wait. See, we're patient because we finna get everything. And that's another thing. How this wisdom should make us carefree. You know, this wisdom should make us carefree because we understand what we got coming. You see, as we understand, like we're going into this, we understand what's next. We should be carefree about this society.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna lose jobs. Women might betray us, man.
Mm-hmm.
But if we coming into, all right, a tenth of what the scriptures say, man, we good. Forever. We gonna be good forever, man. You know? Like these brothers always get into, man, we want the earth back. You know, there's nothing Esau can offer us at this time. And then you're gonna get a C help to plug into a system, okay, that's already oppressing you.
Right.
That'll be crazy. And you got a kingdom when you're finna be able to customize the earth and righteousness with your house, man.
And
Yeah.
then you already. So go ahead, Zafir.
No, you got it.
If I could just add, you're already dead.
Yep.
So you get that, that mechanism. You're gonna be placed in a 15-minute city, right? That means basically everything around you is only 15 minutes away. But what I truly believe in the spirit, they're gonna have you basically in a building or something like that, like a concentration camp, or those that are outside of a concentration camp. You're gonna be in a building, and your food is gonna be dropped off. You know, you're gonna be dictated on what you can watch, what you can't watch, what you can eat, what you can't eat, and then they're just gonna deduct your credits.
Yep.
So you're already fucking dead, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a digital tyranny.
Right. And
Yeah.
all of this shit is basically a demolition that the Most High has put on Esau to just basically destroy this place and then attempt to resurrect it with a digital system.
Yeah. Yeah, and thing about it, it's really insulting. The thought of it is insulting because Lord willing, we're a part of the first fruits. We're those same spirits that help assist Yahushua in creating the heavens and the earth. This man offering you this as a solution, like it's some bullshit.
Something that's mine.
Yeah, it's just like when Satan offered Yahushua everything, like it already is.
Yeah.
All Yahushua had to do was wait.
Mhm.
The same thing with us. All we really have to do is wait. You know what I'm saying?
And he overcame the flesh in Rome.
Yep.
That's our test. We just got to overcome the flesh in Rome and wait on Esau to fail. You see, and just that simple mindset, like Corns I've always go into. You can be magnificent with the breakdown, but if you don't have this simple mindset to have the faith to wait on this nigga to fail, and us just to overcome the flesh and we get everything. See, that's what's gonna matter. When we in these dungeons or concentration camps, we gotta think about what we finna come into. Why do you think when the Apostle Paul was going to these these churches, all right, in Asia Minor, what you think he was talking about? What was making them leave their lifestyle, their culture, them perks, in the Greco-Roman, to suffer persecution, man? He was telling them about the kingdom. Apostle Paul was preaching about what we talking about. He was breaking it down. He was going into the kingdom. Look, this what y'all got next. Look, y'all, this is y'all inheritance of the people. That's why he was always going to the history of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Why is he talking about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in Galatians? Because he's going back to the inheritance that they finna come into, man. And now we've been woken up to an inheritance. Nobody should be able to tell us nothing, man. What can Esau offer us when we know the inheritance we got?
Right.
Hey, but so that's why these Americans are finna suffer so much, man, because Esau has been just feeding Americans with everything: fast food restaurant, games and sports, Section 8, welfare, government assistance, Percocets, all kind of alcohol and club sceneries and all these things, man, for so long. So, now it's like a mindset of being catered to for so long. So now he got you in position. Now he take it all from you. Your dependency is so much on Esau Edom, you don't know what to do. So you're gonna be at his will, man. That's why it's so important, like brothers going to be in this truth, man, and understand your culture, who you are as a people, and what's coming to the nation of Israel, starting with the elect, man, which is gonna be that first fruit of the kingdom of heaven. Because when you got your house by Shimei Shot, in your corner, and the Lord is supping with you, man, you have understanding that these things are temporary anyway. But people in America and Babylon, man, they feel like this is something that they need back. They have to have back, and they desiring that old thing to come back, but it's not. So now they just be in a complete position of discombobulation, man. And they're gonna be, say, at the mercy of Esau, man, to take whatever they want, and we know what that's gonna be ultimately.
Like that video you did earlier, I played a little bit of this morning in the news and prophecy with that chick with the what day 37 of the government shut down. She broke down because what Esau was doing is called economical warfare of attrition. Attrition warfare is meant to wear you down, like going to the old warfare when they used to do a siege. So the siege was meant to starve the people out. And not only was it to starve the people out, but for them to break psychologically. Okay, and then they would turn on themselves. So by the time, they take down the wall, the people have already did like a purge within themselves, or you have people that turn and they'll let the invading army in. Like, look, y'all come in because this got to stop. And they'll give up their leadership with their kings. But saying all that to say this, Esau is waging an economical war of attrition on the masses and is breaking people down. And that video that the elder brother did, dealing with this little Eve, she was Northern King. Yeah. And she said she was losing 20 pounds a month. She said she lost 20 pounds this month, but that goes with that she's broken up here, and she can't never stop thinking about how this shit gonna work. And see, especially with women definitely not built for pressure. So what we're finna see is a lot of people crack. A lot of people finna fold and give in. They're finna beg for this seed here. And see, this is why the scripture say what wisdom and knowledge shall be the stupid. Because we know this ain't it. But if this show everything, Esau got you. You done. If this show everything, Esau got you.
Obviously, the so-called powers that be, what they're doing, it's like a simulation of the Hunger Games. They're playing on American minds. So that's why you have people in the food banks morbidly obese, saying that they starving. How they starving, According to Jeremiah the 49th chapter, where it says, "O wealthy nation that dwelleth without care." Look how catered, complacent, and just how spoiled these Americans are.
I mean, we're living in an existence is very unnatural. To go through a drive-through and your burger is ready. Like this animal that you didn't understand the process that this animal had to be born, raised, butchered, and sent to you, and then it had to go through another facility. And you just go through a drive-through, you have a ready-made meal at any given time of the day. And somebody was telling me that because of the food stamp cut, there's just a whole lot of meat that's sitting in the freezer now at the grocery store,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody can buy it.
Yeah, makes sense.
So it shows you it's a demolition.
Mm-hmm.
Because even with the money shit, so you got money for Argentina, Israel,
Yeah.
you can renovate or expand a fucking ballroom.
Have a party.
You know,
at the
ICE is
Mar-a-Lago.
getting paid, your administration is getting paid.
Right.
So common sense tell you something is wrong.
You can test nukes.
You can test nukes, right? And then what do y'all shall say? Man should not what? Live off bread alone. Which brings me to Job 23:12. Neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips. I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food.
And I remember, you said it was you saw me in a dream. And I think I was in a sea camp or just a place where I was being housed, and I think Elder Pastor Hart was there. And I think Elder Pastor Hart was like, you know, you got to worry about food. The word is the only thing you need. You know,
That's it.
But we have more than what we see in front of us. We're not depending on this man's system. We're depending on Yahweh Bahashim outside.
Right.
You know?
I got one for you, bro. This is it.
Because Esau, like you just said, that drive-through, Esau has spoiled people with a synthetic world.
Yeah.
People are not familiar with how the real world works.
Right.
That's why, like you said, people used to go into the drive-throughs, Uber Eats, grocery stores. You know, no one's used to the process of being self-sufficient because only 2% of America's population are farmers. The other 98% depending on 2% of the farmers. And now you got Bill Gates and these other elites buying up all the farmlands. So even that little 2% is being devoured. So people that have been spoiled by the synthetic society, and now this place is being dismantled because, like you said, El Shaquat, here it is. People are overweight in the food bank. Like nigga, you need to stop eating so goddamn much anyway. That need to be step one.
Well, wait a minute. So you program people to be overweight so you can make them fucking addicts.
Yeah.
But now Trump said the new criteria for immigrants to come into the country, you can't be obese. So I just came across that information today on TikTok. So which one is it?
That's crazy.
Hey,
And he obese.
yeah. Hey, that war got the same way. No fat to be in the military.
Pete Henson.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pete Henson.
But look at what you see as soon as you turn on the television, especially we growing up in the television era. All you saw for commercial break was advertising for food.
Mm-hmm.
We've been groomed to be a standard American diet junkies.
That's right.
And the American is just like their lab rat in the laboratory that's chunky. That's addicted to the MSG. That's addicted to the sugar cube. The Americans are addicted to pleasure. You know?
That's how you know one of the Lord's judgment of staple is gonna be famine, man. Because scripture goes into how it's better to die by sword than famine.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people are finna suffer an agonizing death by way of their body becoming accountable of their own selves, man. And it's organs shutting down, you know, hallucinations, you know, dehydration, and probably collapsing, getting mauled or devoured by some kind of wild beast, man. That's a horrific way to go out, man.
It's
And
a
defend
slow
yourself.
process too.
Yeah.
And that's what it literally
Yeah.
means to die slow.
Yeah.
Now you know you can defend yourself.
Right.
Bird run your ass out. And you
You know, you can do it. I had a quick one, bro. This is Isaiah chapter 31, verse 1 in NLT. What sorrow awaits those who look to Egypt for help?
Yeah, because you know this American system has been strong a long time. You see what these devils was able to do with this American economy. You know, when they was able to get off the gold standard, they was able to just print money, and what it did, it created this false abundance. You know, because if you can create, because you can't create resources as fast as they create money, so they outprinted the money faster than the resources. So they created this abundance to where people had this money to where they can go buy up all these resources. Even you can. Then they started giving people credit. You know, so now you can buy actual things without the actual money. So the America has been enjoying the greatest spending power in the world for the last 100 years. You see, so people have been dependent on it.
Yeah.
You see, because like we can go on Amazon and you can buy anything in the world. People from Sudan can't get on there with their Sudan currency trying to buy.
Right.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
you won't.
Yeah, that shit, yeah. Because you got people's currency that don't even like the American dollar. They compare it to different currencies. You got certain currencies where other currencies don't even amount to a tenth of a penny of the American dollar, and that's how even the American dollar is weakening. But it just shows you how dominant it's been for so long, and
Right.
people in America been able to enjoy that.
Yeah.
It's pampered.
Yeah.
So that's why they depend on this bitch because they just know that this shit work.
Right.
You know, they don't know how the money system work, but they just know they've been winning.
Yeah.
You got it, bro.
Yeah. Trusting in their horses, chariots, and charioteers.
Yeah, because people don't understand how military tactics and shit work. They just know they've been winning.
That's it.
They just been knowing America been over there wrecking shit.
Yeah.
They don't know the ins and outs. They just know like shit, nigga, we won again.
Yeah.
You know, you got it, bro.
That's it.
Like they really think America is going over to Nigeria
Yeah,
because of damn Christians getting put to death.
yeah. Oh
Really,
man.
you find out it's an article came out like 2022 around there. They found oil reserves
In Nigeria. Yeah.
So they swept me under the rug.
Yeah.
Right. And depending on the strength of human armies, instead of looking to the Lord, the Holy One of Israel.
Yeah, because during this shutdown, why ain't nobody getting revival? Even because y'all remember back when we were young, the black church used to do revival.
Shit, yeah.
That's right.
Whole
You know,
week.
hey, the community just come together and do revival. You know, you go through there the whole week. Like y'all don't even do that.
Yeah.
Vacation Bible school, y'all niggas don't do nothing when it comes to crisis. People have been geared to look to the so-called white man and his system to fix it.
And he really flatlined everything during that pandemic.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
he put signs
Signs
before
before
Jesus.
Yep.
So-called Jesus.
Because I don't think the people go to church. I don't think that people go to church during that time.
They did like online.
Outside. Right.
Put suit towels.
So, you know what I'm saying? So,
You can give it online too.
Oh, you supposed to come in your
But the Lord still had his prophets going out, man. We were still going out. You know, going out on the highways and byways, still doing videos. You know, because this is the true church. That right there, that's just a false identity of true religion, man.
That's why, and it's like,
going into the point though. That's why the Most High said, "My hand is stretched out still."
Yeah.
That's the prophets out there.
Yeah.
and show you, and this government shutdown show you too the fact that this man can get people to come to work with no pay.
Man,
Show you how much they trust in the system. Just like we come to camp, we don't get physically paid, but we know they trust that this shit gonna get back going.
Right.
So the fact that, because really, if you paying to work, because you still got to pay for gas.
Yeah.
So if you're not getting nothing, you are paying to work. Yeah, bro.
you niggas are stupid. You niggas are flatline stupid. Because think about this. Hey, that's the reason why Esau has to manipulate the mindset with psychology, right? To break their spirit, because it's cheaper. You know what I'm saying? And it's more of the people than them, correct? So with that being said, if everybody just quit, stop paying car notes, stop going to work, stop going to these grocery stores and so on and so forth, you will break them. Now we know that'll never happen because it's within the will of the Most High to go this route. But these people so dumbed down, they don't even see that.
Yeah.
In the 80s, 90s, correct me if I'm wrong, early 2000s, ain't no way in hell they would have went this far with these niggas, man.
Nah.
See, they've been giving that false hope to Esau. And, because Esau, he got that mindset, hey, how your house going to continue forever.
Yeah.
So that's the Goyim, they think the same way.
Yeah.
And so, but on the flip side, you got the elect. Hey, we got that, the hope in Yahweh Shah that our houses actually continue forever.
Yeah.
But it's the balance of things, man. But through the word, it's like breaking the city confusion down. But hey, all this has been, it's for the people, everything's to fulfill prophecy, but even this is to fulfill Esau's lot as well. Because he, again, the destroyer of the earth, he destroyed the people. He don't give them he don't give them
I got something.
the true health, which is the true wealth is health. He don't give them the ways to life. You know, which scripture say, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. And this is what really happened. People really just crying out, but they don't know that. I mean, they've been so blinded by Yahweh Hashem Yahushua that they've been given over into Esau's as really they say.
What you always say, how they domesticated, like you domesticated a lion.
Yeah.
To it loses ability to hunt, so it becomes dependent on that repetition.
These people got no bark at all.
Yeah, because everybody's how can I put this? The first wave of dependence was the welfare.
Yeah.
And people, we all could use it as an assistance.
Yeah.
But the first wave that he attacked was the welfare, because that's the most powerless, because they're 100% depending on a handout. But then right above that is the workers. The workers, they're pouring into another man's power structure to feed themselves fiat currency to buy produce. And when you was breaking it down, you could really leave his system and get the produce directly from the earth. You could leave his system and go to what? Horses. You go to farming, fishing, because everything is from the earth. But just the line back on what you were saying, you disempower people as a nation. Because it's not natural for a race of people, a nation of people, to not know how to utilize the earth.
That's crazy.
To survive.
That's crazy.
And that's what Dabu 77. He was questioning his audience. Like, where's your backbone? Like, where's the public outcry?
Gone.
You see all these draconian measures being placed upon you. You just still want to work without paycheck.
They're making TikTok videos crying and shit.
Yeah.
They saying something's happening over there in Italy like that. They saying the people ain't moving. So they rebellion, but you don't hear nothing about it. But these dummies in America, man, all they do is get in their car and cry.
When you think about like TikTok, with Instagram, things like that, that's like a coping mechanism for these Americans. So once Esau pulls that plug, these people gonna snap out.
But this is all evidence in the spirit. This has to be Babylon the Great.
Right.
Because what other so-called nation on planet Earth is this pampered, man?
That's right.
You know?
The wealthy nation.
Now, I got a real quick one. This is in the book of Lamentations in the New Living Translation. Lamentations chapter 5 and verse 4, and I'm going to jump down to 6. We have to pay for water to drink. Even firewood is expensive. Verse 6.
What that mean? That's slavery.
Yeah.
That's enslavement.
That's slavery. Slavery doesn't just have to mean you picking cotton.
Right.
Slavery, you're paying for resources that the Most High gave you.
You're tributary.
Right.
It's tributary. You have drunk your water for money.
Yeah.
You got to pay for water. You got a light bill. All right. Your wood is sold unto you. You got rent. You spend all your life living in an apartment.
Food's supposed to be free, but they package the shit up and you gotta pay for it.
Yeah. And even outside of the elites, you have a farmer's market. Because I think the apostles, the scripture goes into the disciples bought meat from the market. You've always had the marketplace. So we didn't need that third party corporation, Kroger, Walmart. You see?
Yeah.
You whatever skill or craft you had, if you had an actual product, you sold it at the market.
So right, bro. And some people do that to this day.
Yeah.
Some people are actually able to do it.
Bro, I had Slocky did a video back a little while back, and in your front yard, it's more like a attraction thing now. People cutting their grass, but it's supposed to be for like fruits and vegetables and all that stuff, man. But of course, over there in what was it, Europe, they brought that type of atmosphere over here where have your yard as a presentable eyepiece, and not to have fruits and vegetables and flowers and things of that nature. It's supposed to be based your own small type of vineyard.
But you know who still do that though? Some older Jake.
South Jackson.
And you would go in the hood and you would see like older Jake still do it, like some Jake,
Right.
grandma.
I think Jake had a pumpkin growing in his front yards out there in South Jackson. Jay had basically the yard was the garden.
Right.
But now you'd be looked at funny if you did that.
Yeah.
But you're not supposed to panic because your SNAP benefits ran out.
Right.
There's no SNAP tree, man. You see? The Most High gave you everything you need on the planet Earth.
You gotta plant you some snap beans.
Some SNAP beans.
Right.
Hey, y'all, that's like talking about how animal, what you call it? You said how animal like anyway, it's killer whale called blackfish.
Domesticated.
Domesticated, basically. His kid would they finally let him go, right? They let him go. He can't hunt.
He's still locked up.
He couldn't hunt. He kept coming to the shore. Kept coming to the shore. You know, they feed him all the time. So when he get there, when they let him go, he don't know what the fuck to do, y'all. And when he went trying to go hang out with whales, whatever, social shop with whales,
Fuck out of here.
they wouldn't deal with him.
Because he did what? He a liability.
Yeah.
So they robbed him of his instinct.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
America robbed you of your
That's
instinct
right, bro.
as men and women. That's why men and women are becoming useless in America.
Yeah.
You know, majority of the women, you know, but the men raised by these women are useless. You know,
And that's why when people so-called retire, you know, for the employers, you know, they'll chill for about a couple of years. But let them know, man, I gotta get my ass back to work. But they so domesticated, like you just said, man.
Or they die.
Mhm.
You start your journey out of space.
Yeah, that's-
Hey, I'm gonna finish scripture real quick and I'll get back to it. Lamentations 5 and Slakia 5 and 6, verse 4 again, then jump down to 6. We have to pay for water to drink, and even firewood is expensive.
We doing that now. And I mean, real talk. You pass by Old Can Road, what you see? Firewood.
And you don't get raises based off inflation.
No.
Like the jobs you work, they don't adjust your pay due to inflation.
Right.
You know?
Right.
America hasn't gotten a real wage raise since 1978. So that's when inflation started running off from wages to where things are unaffordable. Because you had pretty much like 3 phases of America. You had the golden era where one job was able to support a household, a family, vacations, car. You had one job supporting it. Then it took 2 jobs to do it. Then it took 2 jobs plus credit. So now it takes 2 jobs plus credit and debt plus side jobs. So, like you said, the real wages stopped at 78, but the inflation kept going up.
Because the 70s was the decade America left their gold standard.
71.
71. So hey, America was just backed by paper money after that.
Yep.
Fiat money, man.
Then you got the shrinkflation. You know, like you said, inflation going up, you steady paying more for less product.
Yeah, because you'll have it'll be a big airbag of chips, but the chips will be all in the bottom.
Paying for air.
Your favorite little snack be like this long now. No, wait a minute, no.
Yep.
But it's still $2, $3, $4,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Even if it's like this, you see how they go light on the seasonings.
Right.
Like certain products you buy, they used to be heavily seasoned, like light on the seasonings.
Oh, yeah.
You feel me?
Not that many chips in the bag.
Yeah, man.
You got
Let's say
so like, you got some more?
yeah, some
Okay,
more. Yeah, that says firewood is expensive. Wood is a fuel source.
Yeah.
You know, so basically they train everybody to be grid dependent.
Then it says in the KJV, your wood is sold on to you,
Yep.
which is these houses.
Yep.
You see, and then when you think about it, like you got land, your house is, you should be able to build your house with the resources that's already there.
Yep.
You know, but the fact that you have to go through a bank, go through a construction company and all this, and then when you finish, all right, you're in debt forever. You know, or say he that builded his house with another man's money is like him that gathered stone for his own grave. Rock 21:8.
Yeah, I was just looking for that.
Yeah, I think it's 21:8.
And then when you finish with the house, it's paid off. But if you don't keep your taxes paid every year, they take the house and the land. So it's like a catch-22,
It's
man.
nothing yours, man. It's not yours.
It's not yours.
And we get these last round of scriptures too.
Yeah, got one more verse. Let's get set on this. All right, verse 6, Lamentations 5 and 6, NLT. We are submitted to Egypt and Assyria to get enough food to survive.
And that starts with your mental state. You know, because a broken spirit or a contrite spirit is going to lead you what? Into the micro bucket. Revelation 13 and 16.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay.
Then it said to survive. And this is what the tribe, see, you tribe should be fed up with being survival mode. Because you look at a lot of Jake poor decision making, it's based on Jake being in survival mode. You know, Jake you know, you got some Jake just extra demon, but a lot of Jake, they be in survival mode. So they have to make them impulsive, rational, irrational decisions in the moment because they in survival mode. And this is what this system was geared to keep you in survival mode.
Paycheck to paycheck.
Paycheck to paycheck.
Because that creates a system of dependency. If Esau know what he was doing when he set the minimum wage at a certain level, because it kept you in a position to constantly have to go back to him. So you're forced to stay on Egypt. Because, when it comes to the heart and soul of a man, it's not in a man to just work paycheck to paycheck. That's not the spirit of a man. That's not what it means to provide. When you make provisions, you set your grandkids up. So it's hard to set your grandkids up if you're getting paid an hourly wage. You're getting paid once a week, once every 2 weeks. You got child support. So you're not even. We haven't even tapped into our manhood on this side because you can't build with fiat money. You can't build getting paid. You can't build getting paid paycheck to paycheck. So now I was meditating on the word provide. I'm like, this ain't provision. This not being a man. We're like you said, you should be tired of being in survival mode.
And for our part about this point, going back to the ways of the East, the ways of our forefathers, they will be set up. Let's say your son, you know what I'm saying, or his son, he will be set up by his late teens, early 20s. And by that time, he'll be getting married, because he'll be perfected in his trade. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll know what he needs to do. Like by that moment, he'll be ready.
Because the law of the indentured servant starts at like 12. So like you said, 7 years, on a 7 year, you're 19.
Hey, Jacob and LeBron.
Hey, that's what Jake got out of that masculine energy. Them niggas in high school, them ninth graders, what was that? 14, 15, 16, like all that high energy you got, but it's unchanneled now. So Jake just a wild bull. But yeah, that makes sense. You'll be an indentured servant from the time you 12 to 19. Got all that testosterone, man.
When you go to that term provide, it literally breaks down into to see ahead.
To see ahead. But how can you see ahead if you can't see past your next paycheck?
What's that? Where there's no vision, the people prepare.
That's why it's
Math
called.
ain't math.
That's why it's called job. Just overly broke. Just enough to pay your bills, still leaving a little bit to savings.
Which goes back to the other word, Job, which I looked that up, goes back to hated, persecuted,
and affliction.
Affliction.
Yep.
Just Jake in America is Job, like you said.
You got some music on?
Yeah, it was on there, bro.
Okay, I got it. You go into that fiat currency, right? Hey, this is a little quick segment from this article, News Target. I've been having to save my phone for a while. Came out in March 2022. It says, countdown to collapse of the petrodollar. America's dollar dominance is coming to a sudden catastrophic end. Total chaos will follow. It says, Project Sandman describes a 100+ nation agreement that when triggered, we'll see those nations simultaneously dump the dollar and abandon the petrodollar status that has followed the USA to enjoy 50 years of fiat currency counterfeiting and material abundance at the expense of everyone else.
So what does fiat mean?
Fake.
Just let it be.
Yeah, let it be.
Yeah.
Fake. Your belief system in it, makes it real.
Exactly.
Yeah. And see, going into, because when the dollar collapses, everything gonna collapse. The reason even them 100 nations, see, the dollar collapsing, that's the last stronghold for this central bank digital currency. So when they drop this dollar, then everything gonna drop with it, and they gonna roll in this digital currency. So going back into, we've been able to buy stuff with the American dollar because pretty much if you're an American, you in the mob.
Yeah.
You see, the reason why people take the American dollar is because them goddamn aircraft carriers in the Baltic Sea, in the South China Sea, in the Atlantic Sea, they know that shit ain't worth nothing. Right. But it's better for them to participate in this system than go to a goddamn war directly with this goddamn beast.
What happened to Gaddafi?
Right.
Out of there.
The Africans, dinar.
Yeah.
They wanted to make their own independent currency. Like you said.
Nah, you can't. So the reason why the reason why America been in abundance is because if I go to him and say I'll give you these 5 pieces of paper, okay, for your cattle, and you say no, but if my homeboy come and rough you up, and I come back and say, then you say okay, so yeah. So that's how the American dollar works. Right. Like nigga, it's backed up by oil. But then it's backed up by the military because See, America has the ability, even if it don't win on the battlefield, it can destroy your economy. Cause it ain't about me beating you with the X and O's. If I can destroy your economy, nigga, I won. And you can't hold up with me economically because I'm creating money. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna hold up with me, yo. Like that's why Syria fell. They say Syria generals are getting paid $20 a month because of U.S. sanctions. So then they'll put them sanctions on you, and then they'll send an agent to give you $2,000 a month to turn on your government, because your government can only pay you $20 a month. But then they'll go send them aside to pay your soldiers $2,000 a month to turn on you. So America, especially with these small hats, like they've been able to do this, all right, for decades after decades after decades, and that's why the fall gonna hurt so bad because people they don't understand how they work. They just know they can get this FRN and buy shit. You know? Yeah, bro.
It says when the decision is triggered, the dollar and all dollar denominated assets will plunge to near zero literally overnight.
Yep.
This means all dollar denominated bank accounts, bonds, pension funds, treasuries, and other investment vehicles will essentially be worth zero for the simple reason that all banks and markets will freeze operations.
They not so the dollar not gonna be accepted nowhere on the earth because these nations been wanting to drop it, but they didn't have the military to deal with dropping it. Go like you said with Gaddafi. Gaddafi tried to make a play, but he didn't have the military to make no play. You see? So now that they making these military alliances under Russia, now they being emboldened to say the hell with that dollar. Go ahead.
So this is what we're going through right now. It says any funds you have in the stock market will be stuck in those markets, and the entire infrastructure of banking and finance will suffer a catastrophic liquidity crisis that will freeze nearly all financial transactions.
So just like the movie Titanic, you know, when old boy tried to buy the boat way out of, you know, in the middle of nowhere, what did old boy tell him? Your money's no good. You can literally have 50,000 in your bank account or 20,000 under your bed, but once this dollar crashed, all that shit is zero, 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 zero. Because ultimately what they're gonna do is they want everybody on a fucking universal basic income, and these other countries gonna get down with it too. How do we know? Revelation 3 and 10. Because you know everybody got to be tried. You know, so these countries has to be participants within this digital system, right?
Yeah, that's why. That's why President George H.W. Bush he stated like in 1990 that famous speech about the NWO. We was going into about what's that war back in the 90s, the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh no, Desert Storm.
Desert Storm. So he made a point about the law of the jungle. So right now, how America's going right now, this is breeding grounds for a chaotic environment. You know, all this chaos going on right now. So they want these people to be like an animalistic type of mindset and behavior. So therefore, they can bring in their international law. What's that going to be? The New World Order. This is all a deliberate plan to starve out the masses and institute a digital controlled dollar grid. Yeah, digital currency grid. That's what they're doing.
But y'all know what's so crazy? The upper middle class is gone. Because I really thought it was gonna be like the middle class, but the upper, man, Esau pulled the move on them, like removing the government jobs. So you got a household bringing in 200, 250, 300 some thousand, and now that shit just wiped away. But prior to that, or previously, you was living from check to check or from credit card to credit card.
You know what they call the new upper middle class? The upper poor. Yeah, you know. So you got the poor, the middle poor, and the upper poor. That's how they got the new class, right?
Yeah, and then they finna head to the upper room.
And just a little bit more precept after this. It said credit cards will stop functioning. Food stamp systems will go down and stay down. ATMs will not function. Wire transfers will be halted, checks will be honored, and banks will appear to be offline when accessed through the internet, displaying maintenance messages to panic users. So what did Yahushua prophesy will be occurring in latter times? The distress of nations, perplexity. We're going to get that right quick.
This is Luke chapter 21, verse 25 and 26, right? It's correct. 25 and 26, right? Luke 21, 25 and 26, it says, and there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken.
So you're perplexed means like you're confused. You start making irrational decisions. So these people gonna do anything by any means necessary to so-called live, with their families and things of that sort. So right here, just back that scripture up, just get to the last part. It says, desperate people will comply, and they will sell their souls and their freedom in exchange for a few more meals, even while their futures are obliterated by the market of beast financial system and will forever keep them enslaved and impoverished. Yep, so
Oh, girl, on that video, you think she wanna take the chick right now?
So they all.
Yeah, so it just gonna be, it's gonna be. Hey, these devils finna constantly wage this economic war with attrition and break people's spirits, man. That's why this is my thing, man.
Exodus 21.
Yeah. Well, they've trained you to well, not us, but just the average person, average American. Going back to that speech by that one philosopher, Aldous Huxley, that speech he made at Berkeley, he was like the oligarchy. You talking about the elite of Edom? They've trained the average person to love their servitude. It shows you before they fully bring that digital system, they have to wear you out mentally, and it's gonna be to the point to where everybody's gonna be begging for this, man.
Right.
That's why this prophecy is so pinnacle in the scriptures, because you're literally gonna watch everybody outside the elect line up and take it.
And through the Spirit of Hashem, we cool. We know what's going on through the Spirit. We already detached from this system, so we just watching the chips fall as they may.
Hey, don't be surprised if these devils start putting chipping stations at these food banks.
Oh yeah. That's
You watch it. It's already these people are spending the night at food banks the night before to be in line for.
They're gonna be like that box on Harlem Night. You gonna take it? Yeah, get that, bro.
And we always relate back to the jail, man. People, man, they was lining up for any kind of way.
Yeah.
And Esau was just so petty and shitty with it, offering jokers like sandwiches and
Krispy
Krispy Kreme donuts.
The irony.
To go to the free throw line and you know what I'm saying, and take it. Yeah.
No money involved.
No
donuts.
involved.
I'm telling you, these Americans nothing but walking milk stations,
You
bro.
can buy a nigga cheap.
Burger and fries.
yeah, mayor. Yeah.
What, lap dance? What the-
Yeah,
Yeah, strip club.
Yeah.
It's shit.
Your musty booty off me.
Go ahead, bro.
Precept for you.
Go ahead, bro.
NLT barbershop. Is Exodus 21:5 in NLT. It says, "But the slave may declare, I love my master, my wife, and my children. I don't want to go free."
So that's these American people, So their wife, the children is what? The dependence on the system, the livelihood of this system, right? Get it. Go back to the KJV.
KJV?
Yeah, bro.
I got you. It says, "If the servant shall plainly say, I love my master."
So that's what the non-elect is going to do, right? They're going to show their allegiance to Esau. Go ahead.
I love my master.
I love my life. I want my car. I want to be able to go to the movies. Go ahead.
I love my wife and my children. I will not go out free.
Yeah, I'm not leaving America. I believe in this system, right? Hey, yeah, I see the prophets, but at this time frame, I can only imagine what I see in front of me, right? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 6, then, still in KJV, then his master shall bring him unto the judges.
So who's the master? Esau, Edom, right?
Cruel Lord.
That cruel Lord, and they're running everything through the quarterback, Donald Trump. Go ahead, bro.
It says,
Hey, the elites are the owner of the team, and Donald Trump is the coach.
My boy, no huddle.
No huddle,
No
too.
huddle, man.
That nigga need to play good now.
Yeah. Blue 42. Go ahead.
just roll. He said, he shall also bring him, he shall also bring him to the door.
And what's the door? Hey, these shipping stations, right? The door is gonna be these fucking shipping stations, man, or these tattoo shops.
And where the scripture goes, so they shall lead their hand upon Egypt.
Yeah.
Like his staff.
Yeah.
Piercing.
Mhm. And like Zaquan basically said, and don't be surprised at these food pantries. You're gonna have a person that's certified
Oh,
to administer the microchip.
hey, because guess what? When they get to some people, just to add to what you're saying, when they go to the food bank and say they've been in the back of the line and they stand in line 8 hours,
Mm-hmm.
so they get there ain't no food, so they giving them a voucher to come back the next day.
That's right.
So what's to say? Well, look, you take this seat here, you
Mhm.
guaranteed.
Yeah.
You know.
Bro, it made sense. Look at Katrina. In the dome,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
they had shipping stations there.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Damn.
It says, or he shall also bring him to the door, or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear with an awl.
So symbolic for your ear is what? Your hand or your forehead or anywhere in your body. And what's symbolic for that awl? What is that? The chip.
Can he read that for you in the NLT?
Yeah, yeah.
Verse
You can break it
6.
down.
It's gonna break itself.
I got the word for you too. It's an NLT quote.
Yeah, verse 6 in NLT.
Verse 6 it says, if he does this, his master must present him before the Most High. Then his master must take him to the door or doorpost and publicly pierce his ear with an awl. After that, the slave will serve his master for life. And I got that word awl for you. It says a boring instrument. And I looked up boring instrument on Google. It says a boring instrument refers to a tool used for making holes, typically by enlarging an existing one.
So when you go into Revelation 13 and 16, you have the mark for the karagma, but then when it's modified, you go into what karax. So what is the karax? The boring instrument.
Hell.
Yeah. And then look, and then you from the country as well, right? Back in the day, when you had land, how did our parents mark off the lands with the fences? They put a pail in that land.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A post. You know.
And this is real quick, but say it's consequences for participating willingly for Revelation 13 and 16, because you go Revelation 14
Yeah,
and
14 to
10,
9 on down.
9 on down. It's you're gonna have to deal with that wrath of Yahabashim outside for pretty much giving your reverence to Satan, man. God.
Well, we're gonna draw this live stream to a closing. Hope this was of edification. Once again, we want to give all honor and glory to
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Kadosh.
I also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone as well. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. Abba,
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.